What's up, students? Kevin Wagenmaker here, Montcalm Community College's instructional technology consultant. I want to take a moment today to show you how you can find grades and feedback and comments and other things as part of the assignment, quiz, and discussion process. So first things first, we're here with a test user. Our test user is Maryland student. And we're going to start by showing you your Canvas dashboard. This is the place where you're going to find all of your different courses. But the dashboard has a few cool features that allow you to see any recent feedback and also access things like setting your notifications. So let's dive right in. First things first, in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see any recent feedback that is left by any of your instructors in any of your current courses. The nice thing about this is you can click on these links and go right to those items, but we're not going to do that right now. Before we dive into the notifications, you also need to be aware that there's a different look for your dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and close out these global announcements here. And if we click on these vertical menu dots here, we can actually change the look of our dashboard to recent activity, or we can also choose a list view. Now, a list view is really cool because it will actually show you day by day all of the different items that you have coming up in your different courses. So if we scroll down just a little bit, we can see that we have a course right here. Now, Maryland doesn't have a lot of active courses because the term hasn't quite started yet. But if it were, we would see a lot of other course tiles here. So we see the one course here in the course item that's coming up and it's due on January 29th. And we can go directly to that. If it's been graded, which it has, we can see the score and when it was due. We also can still see any of our notifications up here. Click on them and they drop down. Maryland, you're missing a lot of stuff. Got to work on that. But speaking of notifications, if you haven't taken a moment to set your notifications, you can do that from your account area up here. And even if you have set your notifications in the past, it's always good to come back and revisit those. So these notifications are set for all of your different courses. Your instructor does not get to decide how you are notified on things. That's up to you as an individual student. So as you go through here, you can decide how you want to be notified. If you want to be notified immediately, if you want to be notified at the end of the day, a summary, or if you want to be notified at the end of the week, or if you don't want to be notified at all. So those are the notifications. Let's jump back to the dashboard. And I'm going to switch this back to the card view, these vertical menu dots. Once again, choose card view. As a little side note, did you know that you can rearrange your course tiles? Pretty cool little feature there. But let's skip over the recent feedback and let's hop into a test course. Now this is a course as you might see it on your Canvas. And what we see here is we have the traditional route to view all of our feedback and our grades by simply going to the grade area. And this is great. It's going to show you all of your different grades. It's going to give you access to what-if scores, meaning you can actually change scores in your grade book to see what it would have been if you would have gotten a full percentage in this case. Now, obviously, this is not permanent. You're not actually changing your scores in the grade book, and you can revert back to your actual scores. But this just gives you an idea, if you pay attention up here, that you can go through and say, hey, I have the chance to redo this one. Is it something I want to do? If I had a 10 out of 10, it bumps me up to 83. And that might help you to get a better idea of how you need to do on your different course items within your course. So you can revert back to your actual score, and that takes you back to the real world. But this is how you can go in and view all of your grades in one place. If your instructor left you comments, you can see that there's an icon for that, and you can see the different comments that was left. If there's actually inline feedback on an assignment, you can click on the assignment. So let me see if I can find an assignment for that. And if we go this route, and if we want to see, let's say we attached a file and the instructor left us some comments on the file, obviously we can view our regular Canvas comments over here. But you can also click on the view feedback here, and that will open up a doc view of the document. You can view any inline feedback that the instructor has given to you. So you notice with this way, there were a lot of clicks to get to see what you needed to see for the assignment. Last term, Canvas released assignment enhancements for students, which you may have seen it already if it was enabled in a fall term course. But I'm going to walk you through that and show you how cool it is as it kind of guides you along the assignment process. So the first thing you need to do is actually go to an assignment. So we're going to head back to our home page where our modules are. And from here we can see that in this first module we have a couple different assignments. So I'm going to take you into assignment 1. And you're going to see that things look a little bit different in the assignment submission area. So first things first, we still have the assignment title. We can see what the point value is. We can see different things like due dates, and if we have unlimited attempts. If your instructor only set you to be able to turn it in once, obviously this wouldn't say unlimited. And it also shows the available date. Another cool thing is if you have multiple attempts, and you turn it in multiple times, you can click through here and view your different submissions. And you can also see that this timeline is now in place, which shows us where we're at. So we see that this assignment is available for submission. If we move down one more row, we can see that there's different details. These are the assignment instructions. And if we keep moving down, we can see comments. So if we wanted to add a comment, I enjoyed this assignment. We can go ahead and send a comment. We can also attach a file in the comment area or a video and audio comment, and we can go ahead and click send. Okay, but if we want to actually turn in the assignment, we have some options here. We can drag and drop a file here. We can click on more options if we want to submit a Canvas file that we have saved within our Canvas account. If you use the OneDrive integration, you can pull a file from your OneDrive account. And if it's a studio assignment, you can pull in a studio video all from here. But we're just going to do a good old-fashioned assignment file drop, and we can drag and drop our file in here like you're seeing here, or we can click on this this boxed area here and it will open up our Windows Explorer or our Finder. We can see when that file's been uploaded, the timeline moves along. We get the check mark for the uploaded, and we also can see that we have an icon here. If this is not the right file or we need to make some changes to it, we can hit the trash can and re-upload. But when everything looks good and we're ready to submit, we just hit the submit button. And that process happens. We now see it in Doc Viewer. So now we just wait for the feedback as it's in the instructor's hands. If we did need to resubmit, we see that we now have the new attempt button and we can upload a new document. But let's back on out to another example where we know that we've already gotten some feedback. We'll take a look at that. So the cool thing is the Doc Viewer, once we upload or submit the document, it will actually display the document and any comments that the instructor has added. We can actually, as a student, add our own comments as well. And we can also reply to comments very easy. As you can see, that's already been done. If there's a rubric attached to the assignment, we can see by these tabs up here that we can view the feedback from the rubric tab. If our instructor left comments like we did when we submitted the assignment, we can see those from here as well. So the new assignment enhancements offers a lot of options from one location that makes it a whole lot easier for you to find what you're looking for in terms of what the grade was. See that we have a 20 out of 20. To resubmit the new attempt, and to view your place in the timeline. One thing I also didn't mention was when we uploaded in step 2, if we uploaded that file and needed to go and check something else out without submitting right from there, we could leave this page and come back and our upload would still be there waiting for us to submit when we're ready to do so. One last item that I want to cover is Canvas quizzes. You may have noticed if you've taken a course before that there's 2 different quiz types within Canvas. For the most part, your instructors will use what's called the legacy quiz. This is the type of quiz tool that's always been in Canvas. But there's also a new quiz tool that you might start seeing more and more within Canvas. They don't have a huge difference in functionality. They may look a little bit different, but you can still view your results from the Canvas gradebook. Any feedback that your instructors have left you can be viewed from there as well. If you go to the actual quiz itself, so I have them open, but I'm actually going to close them and go to the modules. So I'll go to the home page where our modules are, and we're going to see the 2 quizzes. Now I've already taken these quizzes, the student has, and we can see our different attempts here. If your instructor allows you retakes, you could retake, or in this case it says resume. But we can view our previous attempts from here as well. We can also view any feedback that we might have received on a particular question. The same can be said from the new quiz tool. And like I said, it just looks a little bit different. It's going to load up a little bit different, but you can see we can resume the quiz here or retake it if we're allowed to do so. And there's also the option to click on the attempt. And just like we saw before, we can view any question feedback that exists. If we want to get back, we have to click up here to return. And one more way to view the feedback from the gradebook for the quizzes is if we just scroll down and find where those quizzes are. We can actually view and make sure that this is the right one. So here's that first one in the old quiz tool. I'm going to open it up in a new tab. And we can see that it just gives a summary here. We can view that attempt just like we did before. If the instructor left any comments or media feedback over here, we can see it from here. It's much the same way for the new quiz tool. And that you can view a preview of it or a review of it. Now keep in mind too, with a quiz, your instructor might not give you access to your answers or the right answers. It all depends on what the instructor releases to you when they set up the quiz. In this case, the instructor is allowing us to see our answers and also what the answer might be or is. And then, just like we saw before, if there's any feedback or comments left, we can see them from there as well. Our score is hidden in the upper right-hand corner if we didn't catch that. Additionally, I want to show you how you can find your feedback and your grades on the Canvas mobile app. If you don't use the Canvas mobile app, it's available for iOS devices, iPads, iPhones, and also Android devices. So make sure you check out that app in your app store. It is specifically called the Student app. It's got a red icon. But if we go to that, and we can see all our different courses here on the dashboard. We can see our to-do list. We can see our notifications there at the bottom. And we can also see the courses. So we're going to go in the course that we were previously in. And right from there, we see the week 1 module. And we can see all those different items that we've already gone over in this overview. But if we just go to that enhancement assignments that we saw before, you can see that we have a whole summary of the feedback that we've been given, the assignment that we turned in. We can resubmit it right from there if we want. But if we look in where it says submissions and rubric and we tap on that, we can actually see the different submissions that we've added. We can see any comments, the files that were submitted. We can even see that rubric that we showed before. Additionally, if we move that down, we can see that actual document. And if we tap on those points, we can see any comments that were left. So the Canvas mobile app, the Canvas student app, makes it very easy for you to see your grades. You can submit assignments. You can communicate with your instructors. If you want to view your grades for the course, there is the route to get to that as well. So all those quiz assignments, the discussions and things like that, we can all see from the mobile app, just like we saw from the web browser. But that's pretty much all you need to know with that. If you have any questions, or if you'd like further training on any instructional technology things from Canvas to Office 365 to Microsoft Teams and running meetings, I'm happy to set up training times with you. I have created a bookings page where you can click on a link or access or follow this link right from here. I would imagine that your instructors might share that with you. If not, on your dashboard, you will see a student resource area. This one says Spring 2019. You'll see one for Spring 2021, in which you'll see a link to the bookings calendar. And from there, you can schedule an appointment if you want to sit down or have a virtual meeting or training session with myself. So that's all that I have for you today on feedback. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact the service desk. Other than that, have a great term.